Hi, I'm with Township Manager Mirabella, for part of the Meet the Leaders series for Tap Into SPF. Nice being on the show.
Pleasure, my pleasure. Good to meet you.
Yeah. So my first question is, what is the responsibilities of a township manager?
Well, the township manager, and the direction of the council, the mayor, the deputy mayor, the other council members, they appoint the township manager to run the day-to-day operation of the community. So I'm responsible for all the employees in Scotch Plains. I work with the police department, the fire department, the public works, the finance department, the clerk's office, recreation, DPW. All of those individual departments report to me, and I work together with them to execute the mission and the vision of the governing body.
So how is that different than, let's say, the mayor or the council? Like, what separates the two?
Well, the mayor and the council members create the vision for the township, how they want to go about their budget, what priorities they have as they're the elected officials. So they come up with that concept and that vision for Scotch Plains, and they rely on me through the directors to execute that vision. So I'm here on a day-to-day basis, every day working on behalf of the residents, and I take that responsibility very seriously. So I get the vision from the mayor and council. I'm responsible for executing that vision.
So what are some of the priorities that the township manager, or that you currently have as a township manager?
Well, I think the first and foremost, this 2020 is a very different year, and first is to make sure that as many people in the community are safe and doing the right thing through this whole COVID-19 crisis. So that's a major responsibility, is to communicate effectively, take the words from the governor's office through Union County to the municipalities and then out to the township of Scotch Plains, and make sure everybody's being safe and doing the right thing. Other than that, the priorities are really downtown revitalization and redevelopment. It's to provide an affordable community from a tax perspective. So over the last 6 years, at least that I've been here, we've had a very relatively flat tax rate for the municipal portion. And this year we had exactly a flat rate. So we're doing our part to maintain taxes, continue to keep Scotch Plains as affordable as possible. That's always a priority. And then public safety, in line kind of with the COVID response, is making sure that the police department and the fire department have the tools and the training and everything that they need to keep our community safe. So those are among the bigger priorities. Other than that, it's working with the Recreation Commission. Commissioner Walsh is the chairman. He's a terrific guy and a good friend. Working with our recreation director, DJ Salvanti. He's one of the best recreation directors in the state of New Jersey, so we're very fortunate to have him here. Provide opportunities for the public, whether it's clean and safe parks, whether it's concerts, Scotch Plains Day, any of the holiday celebrations. We're kind of doing the best we can this year because it's a different year and we can't gather as much as we would have liked to. But we're trying to do some things, and I know that recreation's busy on some virtual camp type activities and as much as they can in the parks. We're having a couple of concerts, and we're trying to provide some kind of outlet for the residents who have been doing their part to stay safe, stay at home. If I could give a little commercial, make sure we're socially distanced, so it's okay. But wear your masks when you're in proximity of others, when you're out in public, certainly in the stores, and keep a appropriate social distance and wash your hands on a regular basis. I mean, that's just so important. And then what we're also trying to do, not only from a redevelopment perspective, it's kind of a long-term vision about transforming our downtown, is protect and engage our small businesses that make up Scotch Plains, whether it's on Park Avenue or Route 22, Mountain, 2nd. these are all vital services that are offered to the public, and how best we can help them, we're trying to do that.
What do you think is the most rewarding from doing this job, from being the township manager?
That's a good question. I mean, I really get a kick out of trying to help people, right? So we get a lot of questions, either phone calls or emails into this office. And you know, everybody goes to their local government for a lot of questions. It's who they know, who they're comfortable with, who they're aware of. So I find that very rewarding to me if I can help either link up a resident with a department that can provide them some service, or maybe even it's some outside services. That's what I think gets me the greatest joy, is to help somebody who needs a problem solved or a question answered. Other than that, it's been some of the work that we've done around the township. Whether it's our whole communication plan, I'm very proud of that. We have a revamped website. We have the screen out in front of the hedge property with the kind of video messaging. We have social media that's been introduced, because the public really wants to hear from their local government. They want to know what's going on. And you know, we started up the Friday news blasts, and if you want to be in tune, then I suggest you sign up on the website. There's a way to sign up for a weekly email blast, which will give you information that's valuable for the community. So those are the things, is trying to reconnect with the community and let them know how they can access services. I think that's the most rewarding thing.
And on the contrary to the question I just asked, what do you think is the most challenging with being the township manager?
Well, that's a tough one, because I really enjoy what I'm doing. I feel like taking the experience that I've had. I worked 28 years in corporate America, and I'm also involved in government in the nighttime position that I have. Combining those kind of things made this really an ideal job for me. Is to take my managerial and leadership, combine that with the governmental experience I can, really put me in a good position for success. And I think we're doing a great job as a township. I'm proud of the employees that are here. All the directors are doing a great job. We've kind of revamped all the leadership positions in our community in the last 6 years. I think but getting directly to your question, one of the challenging parts for me is you can't keep everybody happy. Right? I'm a people pleaser. I like to, make sure that people walk away with a good experience. And when you have to say no, that's very difficult. I mean, we have a number of things that happen in Scotch Plains. It's more, neighbor to neighbor disputes that they really want the township to be involved in, and we don't have a role. We can't solve everybody's problems sometimes. We try. So those are kind of frustrating for me when I can't provide a solution, or I expect two neighbors to resolve it amongst themselves and they can't. It's very rare, but it does happen.
So those are the questions I had written for today's interview. But before we sign off, is there anything you would like to say to the viewers of this series?
No, listen, I appreciate the opportunity. I think it's a terrific idea. A lot of people see either myself, the mayor, Tom Stroh, any of the other directors that you're going to hopefully take this kind of interview to some of those people. They see us in the paper, they see a quote, they don't really get a chance all the time to get to know us a little bit. So, I'm happy that you're doing this. I think it's a good thing to let people know this. I hope you do more of it. I'm very happy in this job. I get a lot of joy out of performing these responsibilities. I love my family, and my wife gives me a lot of support, and my kids. So I have a great home life too. So I think that's great to kind of share. Is that that I'm very content, and I think it's reflective in the public. I mean, the employees, I think there's high morale here. I think they enjoy their jobs. I think that's a good thing. I think then they give better service to the residents. We worked hard to achieve a AAA bond rating in this town, which is the highest attainable, which is a great achievement for the community. It allows us some advantages as far as borrowing dollars and long-term debt, and that's very good too. So it's it's been a great 5.5 years that I've been here, and one of the things I think that's important is to provide some stability in this kind of a role. I think before I got here, in the time you had a kind of a long tenured manager who did a terrific job here, Tom Atkins. And from when he left to when I came, there was probably a different manager every 6 months or every year. And that's very difficult, I think, for the community to get, an understanding of, how the leadership of the township is kind of operating. Tough for the employees to understand and have an idea of what to expect from this office. So I think, being in this job and working hard and putting the right people in place and, delivering for the residents has been a real joy for me.
Thank you very much for being on the show.
My pleasure.
Stay tuned for more episodes of Meet the Leaders exclusively on Tap Into SPF.